let's talk about how I'm gonna get myself into fitness model shape.
This is what I look like now, and this is what I want to look like. The first thing I have to do is drop the body fat percentage. This photo is from about 2 years ago and about 60 pounds less than what I am now. Once I get down to this phase, I would say I probably have about 10 to 15 pounds of body fat to get to about how lean she is. After that, I have to add muscle in my glutes and my hamstrings, and then I think my shape will be similar to hers.
Show me your routine and I'll show you your body. We think of fit people and we think outdoorsy, active, having this thirst for life. When we think of overweight people, we think of sedentary, couch time, being bored, and eating junk food. That's not too far off from where I was 4 months ago. So how do I get to becoming this person? 2 things come to mind: diet and routine/lifestyle. I no longer overeat, but I'm not quite where I want to be. I believe that the next step to taking my diet to the next level is working on my routine. When I think of people who have a routine, I think of people who have a thirst for life. Most of my overeating comes from boredom eating. It's at night when I'm sitting on the couch, relaxing, and don't really have much to do. And I know it's boredom eating because it's like I have to have this specific food for my specific mood. One thing I found is that extremely fit people are religious about their routine.
I love morning routine.
Routines, it just helps me and makes me feel really good.
All I have to do to figure out what direction somebody is going is hang out with them for a day.
When I was in good shape, I was crazy about my routine. I had no problem saying no if it messed with my routine. Just the thought of something messing it up just kind of made me like itch. Okay, so a quick recap of my weight loss journey so far. I've actually changed my eating habits, my portion control, I've decreased my calories, and I'm down 10 pounds so far. I did this by creating a pain point by really looking in the mirror, stopping the denial, and making myself change my eating habits. I've also found my passion, which is doing this YouTube channel, which has decreased my boredom eating. And the last thing I did was make a negative association with overeating. So I basically just gave myself a free week pass to eat whatever I want, however much I want. I got so bloated and so miserable that I haven't overeaten like I had like 4 months ago. So now I'm at this point where my lifestyle doesn't quite match up with the fitness lifestyle that we talked about earlier. I've known that I've had to create this routine, but it keeps falling flat. Like it feels like there's supposed to be this thirst for life. So the quickest way that I found to create this thirst for life for myself is through audiobooks. It's forced me to really look at my life and think about how I want my life to look. I think the key thing here is that I'm really finding books that really excite me and get that thirst for life flowing. It gets me motivated to do things. Right now, my books that I like are about mastering the mind, changing our beliefs and perspectives, because I believe that that's really what changes our lives. And my new thing is really learning about this feminine energy and falling into my feminine energy. The key thing here is just having audiobooks that really get me excited and motivated. That's what really takes away the boredom eating. My 2 most favorite life-changing books so far is Conversations with God, which is kind of like a life guide. I've listened to that book over and over again. And then the second book is Psycho-Cybernetics. It's basically like a guide for your mind. And yes, those 2 books I read either while I was losing weight or while I was in shape. And that's the funny thing about losing weight. When I was in shape, I was very internal. I was focused on growth, on building myself up, becoming a better person, going through things, going through the journey. I was all internal gratification. As I gained weight, all of that kind of shifted to more external things, looking for external approval. That's why I've been so stressed lately, because my boundaries have kind of come in a little bit because I want to make sure I get everybody else's approval. So this week I really felt my thirst for life coming back, but for some reason, going through with my routine still felt flat. I went through all the different areas of my life, blocked out time to set a routine, but for some reason it was still feeling flat this week. I realized that I'm missing a goal for each block of time. So I went through my routine blocks and set a goal for each one. There's this app called Google Keep that I absolutely love. It lets me kind of create these little boards for each area of my life and then break those down into really small goals that I can kind of check off over time. I love it because it keeps my focus on these overall goals for my life, this growth in my life. I can look at all these different areas in one screenshot. So now when I go to follow my routine, I think about each of these little areas, each of these little blocks, and it gives me energy and more push towards going through with my routine. When I go to the gym and I'm doing hip thrusts, I think about, okay, I did 12 reps last time. Let me see if I can get to 15 this time. When I go for my runs on the weekend, I'm at 17 minutes per mile. So now when I go for my next run, my goal is going to be to get it under 17 minutes. So now I'm slowly working on this routine, focusing on each small goal each time I do one little block. I have to actively remind myself before I step into that block and I'm doing that activity to actually think about what my goal is before I go to do it. My hope is that eventually this will get to become so automatic that I won't even have to think about it. In my past experience, 3 to 4 weeks of consistently doing something gets me to where it's just automatic. I don't have to think about it. So I have 2 main tools that are helping me with my routine. Of course, Google Keep, and then my other one is Todoist. I've been using this since the last time I got into really good shape. It helps me free up so much more energy for everything else. Anytime something comes up that I need to get done next week or whatever time, I put it in my Todoist app right away, and then I don't have to think about it again. I pull up Todoist every day, and whatever I put in a week ago, it lets me know, hey, this is what I've got to get done today. It does help me with routines in the sense that if I have a habit that I'm trying to incorporate that I don't feel confident about it being a concrete habit, I'll put gym Monday through Friday, runs Saturday, Sunday, and I'll keep it in there until it's like, I don't even know why I have this in my checklist. It's already part of my day. So the best part about all of this is I don't even feel like I have to really worry about the weight loss anymore. As long as I'm focusing on my thirst for life, growing as a person, focusing on my routines, I feel like the weight loss is just going to take care of itself. Most of my overeating has been basically boredom eating, so I feel like all of that's just going to take care of it. I'm basically just minimizing my boredom eating. So now I feel like I have most of the tools to get to where I am in this fitness model look. The real chore is going to be to consistently do this for the rest of my life. This is now a lifestyle. This is now how my life is going to be. I really just want to ingrain this into a new way of living and live my life the rest of this way. Of course, it's not always going to be perfect, but for the most part, this is how I want my life to look. And it's going back to looking at people who are in shape. They fit this kind of lifestyle, and me getting to where I'm there. And I know from past experience, when I was in shape and I lived this kind of fitness lifestyle, I was a lot happier. I think because I was constantly growing. And Tony Robbins said that progress is what makes us happy in life. So just to recap my week 8, my birthday was this past week. We had a birthday party. We went out to eat. I had this lobster mac and cheese that was amazing, some spinach artichoke dip. I even had pizza one night. I haven't had pizza since I started this journey, so that was a big deal for me. I basically just let myself enjoy this week. But my eating habits have changed, so I didn't overindulge like I would have 4 months ago. All right, so I weighed in at 192.2 this week. I'm pretty happy with that for indulging most of the week. I'm gonna keep on trying to ingrain this routine and thirst for life into my lifestyle, and then I'll update you guys on how it's going next week. I'm down 1.1 pounds for the week and down 8.1 pounds so far. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next week. Mwah.